Stand Out from the Crowd, the podcast dedicated to helping professionals and leaders amplify their voice, impact, and influence. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Welcome all for a new live episode of Stand Out from the Crowd with me, your host, Darine BenAmara. Stand Out from the Crowd is the show dedicated to helping professionals and leaders stand out from the crowd, building a personal brand, set themselves apart and amplify their voice and their impact. And today we have a fabulous guest, our standout guest, Veronica Owusu. I hope I pronounce it well, but she will let me know in a second. She was recently, and actually just yesterday, out of 8,600 people, she was selected as one of the top 50 most impactful people on LinkedIn. She is a master teacher, an educator, a deep dive mindset coach, and an impact course strategist. But above everything else, what I love the most and my favorite is that she helps people package their gold dust into impactful course. So help me, please, and join me to welcome Veronica to the show.
Hi, hello, Darine.
Hello, Veronica. How are
I
you
was back.
doing?
I'm great. I was backstage. I was getting red. Can you see my blushes? Like, oh God.
Okay,
Hi.
so Veronica, thank you so much for being with us today.
Mm.
For all of you watching, joining us live, as usual, let us know where you are tuning in from. Let us know what you do, what's your name, what's your questions, your comments. If what we share with you today resonates with you, please let us know in the comment section. We are here to have a casual conversation and to provide you as much value as possible. So, actually, Veronica, one of
Yes.
the things that make you stand out from the crowd actually on LinkedIn is that in almost every single one of your video, you are dancing and you
Mm.
share your message. You bring value while dancing and having fun. So, when starting today, I was hesitating. I was like, should I bring on some music? Should we start by
Oh,
dancing?
why didn't you bring us some
Okay, so
music?
you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna end the show dancing. How it sound?
Hey, that sounds good to me.
Wonderful. So Veronica, as I was saying in the introduction, the one thing out of the many things that I love about you and about what you do and the way you do it is that you help people package their dust into impactful courses. So
Mm,
tell us more about this concept of gold dust. What does it mean, and
yes.
how do you make it happen?
Oh boy. The gold dust effect is not something that I came up with immediately. It has been a journey to this realization. I always feel that my breaking point when I was standing in front of this pawnbroker's shop about 10 years ago,
Hmm.
selling my precious belongings because two of our companies had gone bankrupt. I
Okay.
was faced with a question, really, at the end of the day, Veronica, when everything that you have lost, when everything that you have identified yourself with cease to exist, what's left? What's left of you? Right? And really discovering the answer led me to this gold dust effect. Because the gold dust is the essence of what you're made of. It's the essence of your stories, your experiences, right? Your gifts and your talents, but most importantly, your passion, right? And your desires. We coaches, and I call us impactpreneurs, we have this calling within our soul, right? And it's that essence as well that is the gold dust. And I realized that I had buried my gold dust.
Mm.
When coaching found me, I say coaching found me because I had to go through this whole journey of self-discovery. Like after I lost everything, I'm like, bloody hell, Veronica, so what is left? Like, who on earth are you if you're
Yeah.
not the business owner anymore? You don't own those cars, you don't have this, you've sold everything, there's nothing to your name. Then am I even my name? Like if tomorrow I'm going to be called Sophia, or I can even change, am I even my name? Like, who am I?
Yeah.
It was a serious journey because I was like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I had this inner conviction that there's something out there for me, and this is not it. I was living somebody else's dream.
And actually, a lot of people find their true calling, because there is a difference between what we believe we were supposed to do to actually and who we truly are. And oftentimes people find their calling after, like, reaching the rock bottom of their life. You
Mm,
lost your businesses. Some people, they lost a family member. Some went through
yeah.
like some difficult times, but this is usually where and when you finally unveil yourself, unleash the power from within, and discover your true calling. And I love the
Yep.
way you are putting this together under gold dust, because this is really what it is.
It is because ultimately, when they say, "Oh, you need to find your purpose," you need to find your purpose like it's somewhere out there. Actually, the truth is, from my experience, is my purpose was created from the essence of my highs and lows, my peaks and my
Hmm.
valleys of life. And
Yeah.
when you notice and you have the ability to start connecting the dots, you
Yeah.
can see this is my why, and this is what I do, and this is why I do it. And as much as we evolve, sometimes your why will also evolve. So we must be open to that. But the mission, the purpose is pretty much the same. So the gold dust is all that essence of your past experiences, your skills, and your talents, and your gifts, and your desires, and your inner calling. The problem is many people don't know what to do with that,
Yeah.
right? They get either stuck in this facade of who they should be, and they try and fit into this box, and they kind of ignore that inner calling. So what I do is we have to unearth that gold dust, because I had buried mine very deep in the ground. You know,
Hmm.
when I became a coach, we trained to become coaches. We were freshly baked coaches. We're like, okay, we're here to change the world,
Yeah.
unlock potential, help people achieve their goals. For me, I was like, okay, but who? Like the whole world? Like really? I know it sounds nice, but like who exactly? So that was my struggle. Who was my tribe?
Yeah.
Who am I here to serve? Really, I have this passion. Yes, I have this inner calling. Yes, I'm this warrior. Yes, my mind is set. I'm ready. But where are the people? Like, who's my tribe?
Yes. Yes, which is actually one of the big challenges that a lot of people face. First of all, is finding or identifying your gift, your talent, right?
Yes.
Then is who, how can you use this talent? Who can you serve, right?
Yeah.
And then is how do you make yourself visible? Because once you have found your gift, your talent, once you have found your tribe, basically who are the people that you can impact with your
Hmm.
gift,
Yeah.
how do you make yourself known? And
You
that's
have. Mm,
and that's the topic
yeah.
of today, actually. And this is where we are going to go deep. Actually, we're gonna
Mm.
deep dive
Oh yeah, I love it. Let's go deep. Let's dive deep. Yeah.
with our dear friend here today. And so before we went live, Veronica and I, we were discussing about, the way that we are like quite visible on LinkedIn. You probably have seen many of her videos or mine. And, the thing is, when you see us being comfortable here, like having a conversation, either live on recorded video, a lot of people think like, oh, but, they are different. Like, they are so used to it, they are so good at it, but actually, like, it took us years. And we were talking about, actually, you know what, like pulling out our first videos from the
Yes,
internet
we need to
and
do that.
share
Yeah.
it on social media so you can see how we started. And so, Veronica, what makes you stand out from the crowd is that in every single one of your video, you share your passion for music and for dancing, and still you tied it into, helping your clients and making an impact. So tell us a little bit more about your journey. How did you start with making yourself visible?
Mm. I knew I needed a message. Okay. A message to impact. That's what's missing in many people. They don't have the message nailed. And the message is not that simple to find. It's I like the term I heard once, it's not microwavable. Meaning you can't just put it in the microwave and say within 5 minutes, ta-da, here it is. Yes, no, it's not microwavable. When you're cooking, you have to marinate it. You have to let it sit for a little bit. Yeah, then you slow cook it, and then you test it a bit, and you see if it's ready. That's how we really craft the message. But it's the message that eventually gets you visible, because it's a message that will allow you to attract your people. And the question is, okay, so how do I find my message, Veronica? The message is in the stories. It sounds so simple, but it's in the stories. Oh, but Veronica, but many people have been bankrupt before. Many people have lost their jobs before. Many people have gone through all these traumatic situations. So what difference has my message got to do with it?
Mhm.
Oh, it has everything to do with it, because the truth is, the object. This is very listen very carefully. The object, which is the event, is the same. Cool, I get that. I can imagine people have also had to sell their precious belongings. People have had to lose jobs. Like the object is different. I mean, sorry, is the same. But the subject, me, the experiencer, is always different. And as long as we have all different fingerprints, the experience is always different. So your voice and your insights and the way you experience it is going to be so totally different from the way you experience something else, and the way somebody else experienced it, because the subject is always different. We're all different.
Yes, we are.
So the message is in the story, how you experienced what you experienced, and your insights. Identify the lessons, right? When I talk about the moment in my pawnbroker shop, one of my messages, I give an example, is who am I when everything that I ever identify myself with cease to exist, right? Nobody has really experienced it the way I did. So this was the question that I had to face. So this is one of my messages, right? Know who you are beyond the labels. You see me posting this everywhere. It's my message, because it was my experience. And nobody can really say it the way I say it, because nobody's like me and I'm not like anybody. So
Exactly.
once we really make peace with who we are and the stories that we've experienced, and start sharing them the way we experienced them, you will come to realize that, just like the slow cooking, right? You start having your voice, you start having these messages and these insights and these breakthroughs to share with the world. And that's how you craft your voice. And that's what makes you stand out. Plus, of course, adding your spice of your talents and your gifts, and how you can weave that into the messaging. I'm a teacher. I was always with these students and children, and creating ways of teaching, because as a teacher I needed to make sure that they understand what I'm saying. And the only way I could understand make them understand what I was saying, was for me to generate interest and to captivate them. As teachers, we're always up to something. Like, okay, so how can we start the lesson? All right, we need to start with a hook. All right, so this is something that I've been able to use today. So again, the gold dust effect in action.
It's beautiful. So before I get into my next question to you, Veronica, let's look at a few comments we have here from our audience. So I see you, quite a few people. Robert says hi, Darine and Veronica. He says often we gain the word when we have nothing left to lose. Exactly. And
Beautiful.
and there is a book I came across, and I think I want to buy it. It's
Oh, hello, Farah.
the power of being broke. The power of being broke, when
Mm,
basically when you have nothing left, this is how you
mhm.
you unveil and like find your strength deep inside. So
Yes.
Farah say, hey, having lunch with you all. Oh, bon appetit, Farah. We have Iralma also. Who else? Angelina. We have a couple of LinkedIn users, but I cannot see your name, beautiful people. And Robert here says again, our story is unique and important, but how do you get the courage to tell it? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, very. Well, it's in the why. I keep on going back to that. Like, what exactly is your purpose here on earth? What is the mission? What impact do you want to see in the world? Or what impact do you want to make in the world? And really, that starts from knowing who you are and identifying your story and how that has made you who you are today. But also identifying, if you're a business owner, of course, identifying exactly what you do. If this is who I am, then what do I do? Meaning, what is the impact that I'm supposed to be making or that I want to make in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And then who do I do this for? Identifying your tribe. And of course, the why. So the courage, there's no magic pill. There's no formula or, magic wand that will give you the courage. You just have to start. And your why usually is kind of the force that puts it out there. And then you do it once and you're like, that wasn't that bad. And then you do it twice. And then 3 times, 4 times. And you're like, oh, okay, all right, I'm getting the feel of this. And sometimes you won't get anything and you're like, oh shit, that's very disappointing. And then that's where the testing comes, right? Are you going to show up? Or are you just going to give up because one time it didn't work, and it didn't work the second time, or not many people engage the third time, or even the fourth time, nothing, fifth time, nothing? Will you still be there?
That's the question. That's the big question, actually. But it's not. I do believe it's not only for business owner. Like
You
even
know,
for people working, you have a gift. You are making an impact your own way, and so you can make a difference. And so now, let's say we have all the elements in hand, right? We find out what's our calling, our gift, our why, the message, who we want to impact. How we want to impact them. So now, how do we overcome the fear of being visible? How do we overcome the fear of putting ourselves out there publicly on social media? I know the question, and let me know if that's the case with you too, with your clients
mm,
as well. I know one of the questions that come back the most is, but what if people don't like the way I show up? What they don't like what I say? What if they judge me? I don't want them to think that I'm going crazy.
yeah. And as a teacher, this is another reason why I kind of diverted, because we learned this, what you just said. This is a thought. We've been taught to think like that. We've always been judged as children, been graded as children in school. You're an A student, you're a B student, you're a D student. So you go to this group, you go to this group, you go to. We're always being judged. Oh, that's not good enough. No, you need to. No, why didn't you get that? We're always being judged as children. So as a natural, as we become adults, we have this ingrained fear of being judged, because we're always being judged for our grades and our work. So it transcends into our adulthood, and it's a big pity, because until we wake up to the fact that that programming needs to change, we're forever going to feel stuck with the question, what if, and what if they judge me? It's very simple at the end of the day. Do you resonate with every single body on this earth? Do you like every single person, every single speaker, every single person, every single book you've read? Did you like it? No. So why would we expect every single body on this planet to like us,
They
to
like
resonate with
us.
us?
Exactly. So overcome this. I think you have to detach yourself from the idea that, as Veronica says, you want to be likable or to be liked by everyone. You are not for everyone, the same way not everyone is for you. So now tell us your experience recording and then posting your
Mm-hmm.
first video on LinkedIn.
Oh gosh, my very first video that I recorded took hours to record. I had a script. I had written it down the day before, and I had memorized it like I don't know what. And each time I would forget the lines, I would pause. And oh, what's that? Oh shit! Okay, again. Let's start again. And it took hours to record something that just maybe was a 5-minute thing, and then the editing and all that. So it took a long time, and I wasn't as even. It's funny because when I watch my past videos, when I started, even the voice, it's changed. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Even the tone of your voice, I feel my voice is a bit deeper now. My voice used to be quite, I don't know. And it comes from the confidence I feel, because then I wasn't as quite shy in the front of the camera, because it was memorized. You're not focused on being yourself. You're focused on the script and what or how you look, or how you sound, or what you're supposed to be saying. And, oh, you didn't say that line. Damn it. I need to go back and say that line.
I've been
Right?
there, done it.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, that's the first video, and I was very much trying to fit into what other people were doing. Everybody was like, and this and that, and we had to look professional and sound professional. We cannot be too too giddy and too everything, right? Because, I mean, after all, you need to compose yourself, right? Again, the paradigm of being judged and,
Yeah,
how you're
you have to
supposed
look
to
the
be,
part.
right? In
Yeah.
school, sit straight, don't bend down, don't do this, don't do that. So it's still in our minds, don't do this. Oh no, you're being too this. Oh, is this lipstick too red? Oh God, what are they gonna think? Oh, like,
I
oh
know.
God.
I know. I would go like full make. I wouldn't go in front of the camera if I was not like full makeup on. Like
you know?
full makeup on.
Mm,
That's it. That was incredible because I thought I needed this to be presentable and for people to take me seriously and to want to
yeah,
listen to me. That's what I
yeah,
thought,
yeah.
right? So now tell us the transition from, okay, I'm this quiet girl, very professional, very
Mm,
serious, to,
mm,
okay, guys, this is me dancing and, enjoying my life. And either you like it or not, this is me being me and,
yes.
owning it. So tell us a little
Yeah.
about the transition, the shift that happened. First of all, in
Mm,
your mind,
mm,
the why. How did you come up with the idea? Like, oh, you know what? I like dancing, so I will
yeah,
share my message while dancing, and then the
yeah,
execution of the idea.
yeah. So a bit of context. I always loved dancing. That was the true me. As a child, back in primary school, I was in the drama club. I was in the choir, right? I was always in the talent show. I took part in the Miss, the Miss. I went to Ghana International School, so it's called Miss and Mr. GIS, right? I took part in everything. I was very, very active in that way. Then she kind of got left behind, that child within me. So
Mm-hmm.
giving that context, this you see, this is always who I've been, but she kind of had caged herself because of that fear, and so she unleashed herself. And when did that happen? I remember my very first dancing video. It was 2018, and it was New Year's. And I remember I was with my friends, and we were spending New Year's together, and we were doing this dance routine. And I know you, and I was recorded, and we were recording the dance routine. I was like, this looks quite nice. Ah, it's New Year's. Let me just do a New Year's message, and just wish everybody a New Year and dancing, because I love dancing. So let me just try it out. So it was a very brave thing that I did, and not knowing the response. So there was always a message. That's my thing. There has to be a message that adds value. So it's not just the video. There's always a message to that. And so I posted it, and it went viral. I was like, whoa, that was the very first time that it really went to 40,000 views, and then almost 1,000 likes. I was like, this is like the first time. I was like, I
Ooh.
scratched my head. I was like, ah. And I pay attention. You see me all all lively, and yes, but I'm a teacher, and I can also be very assertive and very straightforward and very direct. And I listen, and I notice what's going on. And I was like, okay, I'm listening, universe. Give me some inspiration. What is going on? Why did this happen? And it just made sense. Veronica, you got to be yourself, because that's who you are. Like when I was looking at myself, like, yeah, that's me. Like,
Yeah, let's
that's
do
me,
it.
So there was this breakthrough. I was like, as I can be myself, because like people were really engaged, and the message was really good. I felt, and people were responding to the message as well. It's like, so they like me. Like this is and my tribe was coming and was growing. People really that resonated. Oh, Veronica, thank you so much for inspiring me. I love dancing too, right? And some of my clients even, right? That's what connected them with me. So answering the question, it was that moment that I noticed that so I can be myself, really. And that's where it started. And then I started incorporating and experimenting with my content, noticing, learning, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, creating my copywriting or building my copywriting skills to add more value into the content, because your content ultimately here on LinkedIn has to convert. That is the aim.
Yeah, of course.
Ultimately, it has to convert in a way, not only monetize, no, but convert in a way that is actually inspiring. It's
Yeah.
actually giving value. Because when we say convert, the first thing that comes to mind, oh, convert to clients. Great. But I'm
No,
not
but
only
you
about
want
that.
to convert people, like it's like
Yes,
encouraging them to take action. That's
that's it.
converting too, right?
Yes, thank
No
you.
matter
That's
what the
it.
action is.
That's it. That's it. That is it.
And
And
so we have Farah who says dancing right now. Yes,
ah,
Farah, let's do it. We're gonna put some music on at the end of the show. Dancing and music is amazing. Music is the universal language, and love of the African music as
oh,
well. My African sister. Who
yep.
else is in the place?
Oh, look at it. Iranma.
Iranma. She
Yes.
says, I love dancing too. Not sure if I would dust off my my dancing shoes for next video, but definitely going to be more creative and authentic. Okay,
Yes.
people, what like just out of the blue,
Mm,
why don't we challenge ourselves, every single one of us watching the live, watching the replay, to do a video before to do and post a video before the end of the year where we are just dancing and having fun. What do you think about this idea?
I think it's great, and the good news is, it doesn't only have to be dancing, because not everybody has that kind of need, or not everybody wants to dance, but they have something creative.
Yeah.
So what resonates with you. Do it, something creative, because we all have the little child in us that is always curious and creative and always playful. Let's reconnect with that. That's the feminine energy in its whole glory, that playfulness, that ability to be really curious about herself and explore and express. Yes, express
Yes.
yourself.
Express yourself. And that's
Mm,
the key, about like being visible. Like it's about expressing yourself and being confident doing so. Either it's through a picture of yourself, either it's through a video of yourself. It's really about being confident expressing who you are. And let me tell you something here. If
mm,
you are concerned that the people who follow you or in your network don't like it when you express yourself the way you are, then you want to ask yourself the right question. Like, do you want to hang out with these people if they cannot appreciate you and respect you for who you are when you own it and express it?
yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
another conversation, but that's very important. I think if we would focus on, more being ourselves and, welcoming the people who are attracted to us when we are ourselves versus, being concerned of the people about the people who don't like us or don't appreciate us for who we truly are,
Mm.
like life would be much easier. And so we have Robert here who says, hey, I still remember my first video too. Feels like it took years to record. Oh my gosh, don't even talk about it. And he says, does the gold dust travel overseas? Can you sprinkle some this way?
We're sprinkling it. The whole energy is what the gold dust is. So there's no border, there are no barriers. Yes, it can transition through the screen even.
And just for the situation here, Robert says, Farah, I know my limits. And I want to say, Robert, last week we challenged you to start your LinkedIn live show by singing a song that you know and like very much. But he
Oh.
declined. He wasn't so confident about it. Robert, that's
Mm.
not good.
No, and the thing is, some of my clients also, because we need to share our stories, because it's the essence of our stories that creates our messages.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can only take your tribe or your clients as deep as you are willing to go yourself. You cannot go any deeper than you cannot take anybody any deeper than you are willing to go yourself. So if you're not willing to go deep and enough, or that deep, then that is the standard to which you can take people with you. It's called the law of proportional standards, and it applies to all areas of
Mm.
life. So the more I'm the the higher the standards I am myself, the more I can encourage others to be themselves as well. So the deeper I go, the more I can encourage others to go deeper. It's like giving permission. Like, oh, okay, it's like they sometimes just need that permission that, you know what, it's okay. So my whole theory is to be the example, or be more of the change, be more of the light that I wish to see in the world or in the community, by being exactly that of which I want to see.
That's deep. That's very powerful. And here Farah says, I think the more you post, the easier it gets and the more natural it becomes.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely, 100%.
So what song do you want me to put on?
Oh,
And we
Darine, you
can end
choose.
the show
Let
dancing.
let the
Tell me,
people speak. What song would they like?
what song do you like? And so as I'm looking for that song,
Yeah,
we have to realize that we are helping others with our stories and knowledge. It's bigger than ourselves. That's very true. And we have to think about helping others and give to others. When you make yourself visible, it's not about, and tell me what you think about it. When you make yourself visible, it's not about like showing off.
mm,
It's about making yourself visible so you can serve more people. That's really strongly how I feel about it. And when I talk about personal branding, it's about, positioning yourself from a place you can help and serve others, right?
absolutely.
So just let me look at the do you have any suggestions? Joanna
Drugba. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Drogba?
Yeah. What's? Oh,
Okay.
wait. Joanna Drugba. No, wait a minute.
That's what she
Oh,
says.
Joanna, you're busy body. Is that that one? Is that the one in Farah? Is that what you're talking about? I'm looking at my Spotify as well. Drugba. Um,
Drug. I know the soccer
mm.
player.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Eh? Can you
Okay,
hear
so let's put it on pause. Let's put it on pause for a second. And so
Yes.
before we start dancing and having fun in this beautiful day, tell us, what would be like your advice, or a practical tip that you would like to share with our audience so they can start, and you have
Yeah.
already shared a lot with us today, but tell us more about, do it until you feel it, or what's your word on this?
So it's sort of it's relatable to the topic, being visible. One thing I have to say is that ultimately you are the one that is profitable. You have to remember, it's not your product, it's not your course, it's not my program that's profitable. No, it's me, you are the profitable one. So
Yes.
make sure that you see yourself as a profitable. I am the one who's profitable. So that means I need to show up with clarity, with focus, and with intention of attracting my tribe so that I can serve with impact, with intention, and make a real difference in the world, because I am the one that's profitable. I really, when people say you have to find your profitable niche, for example, I'm like, it's me. I'm the
Yeah.
one that's going to make this profitable. So you are profitable. Remember that. And it's all in the gold dust. It sparkles, it shines, and that's what's profitable.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you for your time with us today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. So, today we are wrapping up the show in music. If you are like wherever you are, just make some move, dance, put the music on, Veronica, and I will see
Oh,
you
I should put
next
the
week.
music in. Okay.
Yeah, put the music on. You have it
uh,
already, and I will
yeah,
see
yeah.
you next week.
Can you
Yeah.
hear it? Yeah. Joanna, your busy body busy tonight.
Eh, eh.
Making on the dummy tonight. All right.
Bye bye, everyone.
Yes. Bye. Thank you so much for having